Hey, it's me, DJ Mish Easy of Thursday's show Gaze. I have a special treat for you guys. This week only, Monday, January 5th through Friday, January 9th, tune in to hear interviews from your favorite filmmakers featured at the Palm Springs International Film Festival. The 26th Annual Palm Springs International Film Festival starts January 2nd to January 12th. What better way to start off the new year? Once again, make sure to tune in the entire week of Monday the 5th through Friday the 9th at 4 p.m.
You're tuned into KDHS 98.9 FM. I'm DJ Mish Easy. As a part of our Palm Springs International Film Festival series, we're here with Jane Charles, the producer of Sold. Hi, Jane. How are you doing today?
Hi, Mishi. Great. Thanks for having me.
Are you in Palm Springs currently?
I wish I was in Palm Springs. I'm in Seattle, Washington right now, but I fly tomorrow morning and I'll be there tomorrow afternoon. Our screenings are Friday night and at 8 p.m. and Sunday at 1:30 p.m. Both screenings are at the Annenburg Auditorium. Looks like the Sunday screening is almost, it says only a few tickets left, so looks like they're selling out, which is great.
Can you tell us a little bit about Sold?
Yes, Sold originated with a novel by Patricia McCormick. It's a young adult novel that's won several awards, and we heard about the book and read it 7 years ago. And we optioned the book right away after we read it. We were really looking for a film that would bring attention to human trafficking. Once we read Sold, we knew that was the story. The story is told from the eyes of one young girl, Lakshmi, who is 13. She lives in a village in Nepal and is tricked by a woman that comes to the village into going to India to work, and it turns out that she's been sold into prostitution in a brothel. This is a story that happens very often in all over the world. Human trafficking is a $150 billion business. It happens everywhere, and in the United States we have our own issue here. But we chose this story because you really understand the journey of this one young girl and how horrible this situation is for her. And you follow it closely. Our actress, who is Niyar Sakia, who lives in Assam in India, is just amazing. She's riveting. You can watch her, through the entire film and really understand what she's going through. So we made it as a call to action and really a tool to create more awareness about human trafficking.
It's a horrible thing, human trafficking. I lived in San Francisco for a few years, and once I understood what was happening on the streets of Chinatown and in Fisherman's Wharf, just all over the place, human trafficking, I was almost appalled and terrified to leave my house, honestly. Can you tell me a little bit more about the production of this film and how you felt as a producer?
Sure. Making this film has changed my life. I have been a filmmaker for 22 years and lived in Vancouver, BC, and now live in Seattle, Washington, and have worked on some really amazing and lovely independent films. But working with Jeffrey Brown, the Oscar-winning director on this film, developing it and doing the research, seeing this issue firsthand has changed the way that I want to make films from now on. When you see the impact that one film can have in the world, it's astounding, how much change that we can create with media. So we started about 3 years ago. We started our location scouting and casting and shot the film at the end of 2012 and into 2013, and then finished at the beginning of 2014. And we worked in Nepal and in India. We wanted to be as authentic as possible. So we spent about 2 years researching and traveling to Nepal and India 6 times to visit with NGOs and see the issue firsthand. And even though this is a narrative film, we really wanted it to be true to life. So we brought a lot of the real details of the stories that we heard from real girls in brothel areas and in, the young girls, many of them that have been rescued are now in safe houses and with NGOs in Mumbai and in Calcutta and in Delhi. So we sat with them and heard their stories and took a lot of the reality of what happened to them into the script. So the script really changed from the book to something that was very multi-layered and authentic. The book, Patricia McCormick, who wrote the book, did a lot of her own research, and she had real stories from the girls in writing the book. But when you bring something to screen, you have to bring in the visuals. You have to feel and almost smell, and feel the heat of India and see the colors and the people. We really had so much fun doing that. It's a difficult subject. It's a story that had to be told very carefully because we didn't want people to feel helpless. We wanted people to see the film and feel motivated to do something about the issue. With all the research that we did, we hired great crew in India and Nepal. We had amazing support teams there. And artistic talent too. Our Tabby Shirazuchi was our production designer, and she went into some real brothels and did a lot of research with photos. When you go into a real brothel and you look at the brothels that we have in the film, you feel it. It is the type of location and the type of apartment building that could be a real brothel and where young girls could be held.
It's absolutely terrifying, in my opinion. I think that the work that you've done is really honorable and fantastic, especially for a drama and not necessarily a documentary. I think that's really beautiful that you guys were able to tell a story but still be able to bring the social justice aspect to it. Is there any information that you guys offer to the audience for how people can get involved with opposing human trafficking and getting this to be a bigger issue?
Yes, through this process, we've partnered with several nonprofits, and we have started something called Taught Not Trafficked with Child Reach International. Child Reach is based in the UK, but they have offices in India and Nepal and Africa and throughout the world. But they worked with us to create a campaign that really hits trafficking in the beginning of the cycle, which is in prevention. The more children you can keep in school, the less likely they are to be trafficked. If children are kept in school till the age of 16, they're 80% less likely to be trafficked. We're focusing efforts and raising funds through this Taught Not Trafficked campaign, and it's hashtag Taught Not Trafficked through Child Reach International, and we're starting it in Nepal. We showed the film in Nepal in November. The people of Nepal were very moved, especially because it's their own country, and seeing this issue and knowing that it's something that we all have to do something about. Everyone has really been getting behind the Taught Not Trafficked campaign. The other thing that we were the catalyst to start a nonprofit in Seattle called Stolen Youth. We learned how circles of people can come together to really create change in this issue. With Stolen Youth, we're supporting a coalition of 4 different organizations that are changing laws, rescuing, rehabilitating, providing beds, providing vocational training. And the vocational training piece is really important to keep girls off the street. They need to heal from what's happened to them, and then they need an option. They need a really good option for work so that they can still make money and, provide for themselves and not go back to the life. So we've seen the impact that the film has had already, and it's been amazing. When people see the film, they are riveted. They just sit in their seats. We always have people stay for the Q&As, which is, for us, the best part of showing the film is just hearing people's questions and seeing how motivated they are to do something about the issue. Because this issue is growing. It's not stopping. It's with the internet, with international trade and gangs, they are seeing that this is something that, like the drug trade, people can be moved quickly from city to city, country to country. And a lot of it is done on the internet now. So we have to all recognize this issue. We have to support changing laws. The law that really needs to be changed now and has been changed in Washington State is that underage prostitutes are victims. They're not criminals. A girl at 14 did not decide to go into prostitution. She was either tricked, coerced. She had a boyfriend that asked her to do him a favor and make some money for them. It's usually in the states it looks like that, where girls are tricked by a guy that they think is their boyfriend. They realize when they're already too far into it that they're a pimp, and they've been grooming them, to do this work for them. So the issue looks different in every country, but we do have to realize it's here in our own backyard, and we really do have to take a hard look at what are the solutions, how can we prevent this, what can we do about demand, and teach young boys that it's not cool to buy underage sex, it's not cool to marginalize girls, and to see girls as sexual beings. It's really important that we teach young people in school that, to value girls as much as boys. And this happens to boys too. It's not just girls, but we talk about child trafficking because that is, the scariest issue and something that I think everyone can agree just can't happen anymore.
Thank you so much for calling in and educating our listeners about this situation going on with human trafficking internationally. I really appreciate the in-depth you went about it. Jane, can you once again remind our listeners when they can watch the screening of Sold at the Palm Springs International Film Festival?
Yes, it will be screening Friday night, January 9th at 8 p.m. at the Annenburg Auditorium, and Sunday, January 11th at 1:30 p.m. also at the Annenburg Auditorium. And we really want people to like us on Facebook. It's Sold the Movie on Facebook, and our website page where you can sign up to be a part of the campaign is soldthemovie.com. #taught not trafficked.
Perfect.
For public audience, it will be released theatrically in the spring of 2015, and then we'll have a TUG request a screening distribution for a while, and then we'll have an educational distribution. So the film will go on for quite a while, and we really hope that our screenings sell out in Palm Springs and that everyone comes out to see it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much once again. You're listening to KDHS 98.9 FM, episode 4 of our Palm Springs International Film Festival series. And we just spoke with Jane Charles of Sold the Movie. Thank you very much, Jane.
Thanks for having us.
Tune in Saturdays, 3 to 6, Definitions and Discussions.
I know your iPhone's cracked.
Excuse me?
That ain't cool.
What?
What about that sticky keyboard?
Excuse me?
That ain't cool. I
Uh...
bet you think those pictures are gone forever. That ain't cool.
Oh my.
The doctor is in town.
What doctor?
The data doctor.
Data Doctor, Computer Sales and Services. Veteran family owned and operated. 760-913-7664. Hey, it's me, DJ Mish Easy of Thursday's show Gaze. I have a special treat for you guys. This week only, Monday, January 5th through Friday, January 9th, tune in to hear interviews from your favorite filmmakers featured at the Palm Springs International Film Festival. The 26th Annual Palm Springs International Film Festival starts January 2nd to January 12th. What better way to start off the new year? Once again, make sure to tune in the entire week of Monday the 5th through Friday the 9th at 4 p.m.